Hi everyone, it's Vickie Kello, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Brisbane. How are we all? Happy Monday. Right, let's just find you on the iPad so that we can see who's watching. Did we all have a good weekend? I am a bit early. So how have we got? Not sure that anyone's on just yet. Okay, this one didn't come with any ribbon. Right. So, what time is it? I don't have my watch. We'll just... Hi, Megan. How are you? Hi, Marie. All right. So we've got a few people watching. I've got a few things to show everybody. Because last week was my birthday and I had some really nice things sent to me. So I've got this from my girlfriend and it's personalised just for me. So I thought that was really nice, and it's a self-care journal. So I'm not one for journaling, but I do like note-taking and like to-do lists and things. So I'm going to see how I can use that. I like the idea of it. I don't usually have time to sit there and write about me. And so this was the card that I got. Life's special with friends like you. Hi, Chrissy. So I got that from one of my girlfriends. And then one of my other girlfriends sent me this amazing card. How nice is this? And ready. Hi, Glenda. Ta-da! Look at that. So thank you very much, Megan. And it just goes back. This is a lot of work. That's very cool though, Megan. And it's a monstrous size card. So thank you, Anita. Thank you, ladies. So that was pretty cool. I really like this. So thank you very much, Megan. And then I got another little gift today from my other very good friend. She's like a second mum to me. She's part of my team and she's just amazing. She asked me what I wanted for my birthday and I said I didn't really want anything. And she asked me what was on my Stampin' Up wish list. And I said either this stamp set or this stamp set, because I've kind of gone through all the catalogues and these are the only two stamp sets that I didn't really have. I wasn't expecting both of them, nor was I expecting the dies to go with this. So today I got this beautiful balloons bundle, the stamp and dies, with the Friendship Royalty stamp. So I felt very spoiled and I sent Shauna a message saying she was very, very naughty. But yeah, I was super excited. So we're now using this tonight because I've had the paper and I've got some stuff and I need to make something with it. So we're using this suite, and I was just looking in the catalogue while I was waiting for all of you lovely people to arrive, because I was a few minutes early, to see whether this came with any ribbon. And this suite does not come with any ribbon, but I have got ribbon that will match. I know, Anita, I'm so spoiled. Well, Megan, you'll just have to come for a play date now. So, hi, Jean. And you can come and play with it here. So yeah, I'm super excited. So that's what we're going to use. Plus the Christmas light one. Oh, I haven't got the Christmas light one. And I'll tell you why. Because a few years ago, we had a Christmas light one. And I bought it and I never used the bloody thing. So I'm like, I'm just hanging off for this at the moment and see whether maybe either I borrow it or I decide whether I really, really want it or not. So anyway, we are going to be making something pretty special tonight to celebrate the fact that we're using a very awesome birthday gift from the lovely Shauna, which will be from Shauna and Elizabeth and Alison. It's from the whole family. But it's still way too much. And I was not expecting all of that. I said this stamp set or this. Although it didn't fare very well in the post because it came in a padded bag. So my container's busted. But I've got a spare container somewhere, I think. So I'll just have to change over that stamp case. Because usually I get items in a box, but today it came in a padded bag from Stampin' Up. So I wanted to use some pretty ribbon. So I've chosen this Azure ribbon. I can't remember where this is from, but this is in the pack with the bubble bath and the lemon lolly, and I've just put away my catalogue. So I wanted this, which is what's determined the cardstock colour. And so, because the papers have quite a few colours in them. Initially, I was going to use Blueberry Bushel because I liked the blue and I don't use that very much. But I wanted a pretty ribbon and I don't have a ribbon that would match with Blueberry Bushel. So I moved it to Azure Afternoon. And so the papers, so the couple of other colours that I've got out to use. You also want the new Garden Suite too. Bubble Bath and Berry Burst. So I've got them sitting there as well. And hi, Donna. So I'm also using this acetate that comes as part of the suite. How awesome is this? It comes in a pack of 3. So you get 3 different designs. You get the streamers and you get the like confetti, and then you get like stars and stuff. So I went with the streamers. That is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So you need 2 sheets. So I got this idea from Mixed Up Craft. I really like watching Sam, but I've butchered her designs because she uses 12 by 12. And you know, it's just really hard to get enough sheets of 12 by 12 in a pack when you want to do multiple of the same thing. So I'm like, and I didn't have any 12 by 12 Azure Afternoon. So I've sat here this afternoon and I've butchered her designs. And when I do that, I use retired cardstock. So I don't sell my retired cardstock very often. I keep it in a pile, and so when I try to recreate something or I'm practicing something new or I'm butchering measurements, I get that out. Years ago, I used to have lots of other brand cardstock and I would use all that, but I'm very good lately and I've used all of that. So now I only have Stampin' Up cardstock in my house. So now I just use retired colours to do that, so I don't waste any of the good colours. So we need 2 sheets of acetate that are 6.5 inches by 4 3/4. Yes, and it's a great way of doing it, hey. And I just find like cardstock's quite weighty to post, so some people don't like paying postage on it because it's quite weighty. If they come and pick it up, that's fine, but I very rarely send it because it's quite weighty. So we need 2 pieces of acetate, whatever acetate you want. Now the acetate, when we score that, it's best to use a metal stylus rather than this scoring piece in your trimmer. This is quite a thick acetate, so you want to make sure you get a good score on it. So we're scoring at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So I'm just going to move those blades out, and I'm still going to use my trimmer, but I'm just going to stick my stylus in there, and it then scores. All right, and 1 inch, and you can just have the guide there so that it doesn't move. So 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. And we need to do that on all 4 sides. Okay, and on both pieces. So we'll get the other piece. And I'm just scoring a couple of times because the acetate is quite thick. And I probably should have trimmed a slither of this off. But we'll see whether this fits in. We'll make it fit anyway. Okay. So that's our acetate done, and we need to trim, get rid of all 4 corners. Hi, Kerry. So we get rid of all 4 corners, and then we just fold the acetate on that score line that we've done. We might need to just move our trimmer out of the way and get a bone folder. Thanks for sharing, Kerry. Get a bone folder in there just to really burnish that score line. Because the acetate is quite thick. If you're not using Stampin' Up acetate, because we also have the window sheets as well, you'll have the same problem there because it's quite a thick acetate. But if you're using a different acetate, you might not have this issue. But I do find the Stampin' Up acetate is quite thick. Which, just let me... Yay! Okay, that fits in there nicely. This was the only piece that I didn't check that would fit because I didn't want to waste it if I didn't do it right. So I should have checked. So on the second piece, we're doing exactly the same, cutting out those corners. Did we all have a lovely weekend? I had a very busy weekend. I advertised a sip and stamp night. So I've been talking about them for a while at some of the school events that I go to, like the Fate and stuff like that. And they've appeared popular, but no one wanted to commit in a date. So I've done the date, and now I've got people confirmed for it. So I'm very excited. Looking forward to that. And we had our card class on Saturday, which was very nice. All right, so I'm just going to fold these ones over too. So that was the October card class using the stargazing paper. Oh, thanks, Kerry. And then we've got the Abundant Beauty Mask class on the 4th of November, which those parcels got posted on the weekend. And I will have details out shortly. That didn't go straight there. Just going to make that go straight. That one, that one. 3 weekends of classes and retreats. Yes, Megan, I'm going to be very busy. Okay, so that's the acetate done. Didn't want to lose that, so that piece is done. Now we need, what do we need? We need 2 pieces of cardstock that are 3 3/4 by 11 3/4. So it's a full length of 12 by 12. And we need to score this at 3 inches on one side. Okay, so we'll put that to the side, and we need to score both those pieces. So you need two sheets of that and score that at 3 inches. Pop them to the side. Then you need 4 pieces of 3 3/4 by 4 1/2. And then on the 4 1/2 side, you want to score at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 2 1/2, and 4, and then turn that and score at 1/2 inch from the edge to the second score line on both sides. So then 1/2 inch on this side as well, just down to the second score line. Hi, Julie. So if you can see that, we've got, this is the first score line, second score line. So you've just got that. So you need to repeat that all 4 times. So on the long side, which is the 4 1/2 inch side, we need to score at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 2 1/2, and 4, and then turn that 90 degrees and score at 1/2 inch down to the second score line on both sides. Okay, and then we repeat that again. So we do 1/2 inch, 2, 2 1/2. Lucky we can come back and watch this, I'd be lost. Yes. And then I move my Facebook Lives to YouTube as well. So I have been getting quite a few people watching on YouTube, but I don't get too many comments. So if you are watching this on YouTube, I'd really appreciate a comment and some likes to show me that you are watching and things. I get quite a few views, but not too many comments or anything. So but yes, so, and that's why I did think whether I should prep this a little bit more and just show you the once, but I thought if I show you all 4 times, you might be able to, when you craft along at the same time and not have to pause me. That's no good, Julie. Okay, so we're flipping that to score it there. Some people do. Yes, I do have. I've got a couple of people that say they don't have Facebook, Anita. So that was interesting. I hadn't thought of that audience at all. And then we've got 2 sheets, which are the full length of a piece of A4, which is 11 3/4 by 5.5. So it's 5.5 inches by the length of the A4, which is 11 3/4. And so we, on the long side, we score at 1/2 inch. All these measurements are the same, right? 1/2 inch, 2, 2.5, and 4. And then flip this around and do the same thing again, right? So you go 1/2 inch, 2, 2.5, and 4. Oh, that's no good, Julie. That's what happens when we're body's a bit run down and things. And do the exact same on the other piece as well. So 1/2 inch, 2, 2.5, 4, and then flip this piece around and we're scoring from the other side. So all the measurements are all the same, which I really like. 2, 2.5, and 4. Okay, so that is the scoring done. Now we need to fold and burnish all the score lines. And then we do need a little bit of cutting. Oh, we'll still need cutting when we do the DSP because I haven't cut any of that. Haha! It's a bit tricky when I haven't gotten a sample to show, is it? Just means you'll have to watch to the end now, Megan. I wanted something to use the acetate because I don't use acetate very often, and I'm like, I need something to use that. Now, before we fold and burnish these ones, we need to do some cutting. And so when we're cutting these ones, we need to cut the score line away. Oh, thanks, Julie. Yes, you ladies do watch to the end. So you want to make sure that you cut as close to that score line, but cut it away. And then you get to that score line and then you just cut on an angle to the next score line. So like that. And then this side, you're cutting obviously the other side of the score line. And then cut there. And then we just need to miter that bit. Hi, Kayla. And miter this bit. And then we just need to repeat that for the other 3 times. Okay. So we're cutting away, cutting as close to the score line as possible, but we're cutting the score line away. There, and then once we get to that score line, we're cutting on an angle. Now you can use your trimmer if you want, or make sure you got long scissors, because you will see these bits that you're cutting, so you want to make sure that you cut straight, because they will be on display. Okay, 2 more. Okay, and don't forget to miter those corners. We'll just straighten that one up. And then last one, and then we'll need to burnish all those score lines. Whoops. Just straighten that one up there. Got to be careful when I'm cutting into my hand like that, because a few years ago these snips cut right into my hand because they're so sharp. So you've got to move your fingers away. All right. Burnish all these score lines. For all of these. Now my husband always says, because I know some people get a bit funny about people copying, or they've used my idea. He goes, but there's only so many ways that you can cut and fold cardstock, Riley. It's how you decorate it and what you do with it. So like I said at the beginning, this is from Mixed Up Craft, but I have butchered her measurements because she used 12 by 12 and I only want to use A4 because I didn't have any 12 by 12 Azure Afternoon. And that's the colour I wanted to use because I chose my project because I wanted to use this ribbon. Does anyone else do that? They choose the ribbon first. I had thought I wanted to use Blueberry Bushel because I wanted to use blue, but then I went looking and I didn't have any Blueberry Bushel ribbon or anything. And I'm like, well, that's useless. So we need 2 pieces of this. So we're making 2 of the same things. Oh, that's no good, Chrissy. She does usually make 5 by 7 cards. So we're making 2 of the same things. Oh, on these edge bits, we just need to miter them just a little bit too. I did forget that. choose your designer series paper first. I often do that too, but because that then dictates the colours that you use. But this time I chose the ribbon. So then I had to work backwards. Going, right. Okay, so then we need some tape. You can use wet glue if you like to give yourself some wiggle room. You all know how I feel about wet glue. I am using tape. You want to make sure this is really stuck together. So tear and tape are a good adhesive. Okay, and then you need to line this up. I folded those the wrong way. That's right. With, hopefully my head doesn't get in the shot. With the edge of the paper. So I'm going to pull that off and do it this way. So there we go. There's one done. And we're doing it on the inside so that this is all covered up. If I can get the tape off. Now, I haven't been in the mood to play. I can understand that, Julie. Because you put that big order in, that's right. All right, so we stick that down. And I'm going to put the other box together too, so that you guys are still waiting with anticipation to see what we're building. Don't want to give it away too much. Has anyone got any ideas of what we're putting together? All right. Get this backing off. I even got some things from Craft Online. I saw that Craft Online had the magnetic sheets on sale last weekend for their super weekend sale. I think we all get some stuff from Craft Online every now and then. All right. Line that up. Oh, that's good, Julie. I didn't need any. I went looking and I did, over the weekend, I did a bit of a cleanup because my craft room had looked like a bomb had hit it. And it was really good to get in there and do a good cleanup. And I found that I had magnetic sheets in 2 different areas of my craft room. So I actually don't need any. Because I've been in my house now for 18 months. So when after I first got the craft room done when we moved here, I kind of just put stuff where I thought it would go. But, you know, over time you work out where you want it to go or where it fits better. But, yeah, I had it into two different areas. Now, we'll have to work out the measurements of the DSP. I know, Megan, it's been that long because I've butchered Sam's measurements. The outside of this project is different. So we'll just have to measure and cut as we go along, hey? All right, that is the taping done. So let's start putting this together. If I can lift the backing sheet off. Packed up, clean stuff. I have become really good at not keeping things. Well, I am to a certain degree, but not everything. Okay, so when we fold this over, why didn't you just use Seal Plus? Because this is probably not wide enough for Seal Plus, and I don't know. I'm just using tape, but you want a good adhesive, so that's probably a good idea. You want to fold it over to the furthest score line. Fold it over to the so fold your bit in that you've got tape or glue on, fold it over to the furthest score line and press down. And then fold that in again. So you get a box like that. But you want to make sure that you kind of do it back and forth both ways, right? All right, and then we do the same again, fold it over to the furthest score line, fold that down. A sandbox. What is a sandbox? Sandbox card. Oh, Sam, as in Sam Cowcott, possibly. Okay, fold this over, further score line. You will have to come to the kitchen with me to finish Jack's dinner. Okay, I'll go for a walk with you, Megan. All right, so fold that over as well. Okay, let's do the other side, the other bit. And fold that over. And then fold that back and forth. And then, so has everyone got their Teacher Appreciation Days sorted if they've got kids at school? I posted what I was doing with mine on the weekend. That was another thing I got sorted because that's on Friday for those with children still at school. So last year I did up a whole heap of handmade cards and gave them away in old kit boxes and things. I went to do that this year, but I don't actually have as many handmade cards as I normally do. But I had a whole heap of stuff that I had already in little boxes, gift boxes that Stampin' Up did a couple of years ago. So, okay, now, is that like the last day of school? No, it's not the last day of school. It's on this Friday, the 27th of October. It's celebrated overseas like in September sometime or something, but it usually, that falls in school holidays for us. So Australia celebrates it on the last Friday in October. Except if that last Friday is Halloween, then they celebrate it the first Friday in November. Okay, so we are making 2 shadow boxes like this. So these will fit together like this, but we need to put a little bit of adhesive so that these stay in here, okay? So this is where you do need wet glue. Oh, Kayla, some handmade cards go a long way. You should have a stash of them. So I'm just going to put them on the edge here. I got a gift for the end of school year. Yeah, I do. I've got the gift for the end of school year, but then this is more thing. Must be Kath Ed thing. No, this is like, it's all over Facebook. It's not a Kath. This is primary school, like public school too. Like they have Educators Day and then they have Teachers Day. This is Teacher Day. Teacher Appreciation Day. So that gets stuck in there. So you just need it on the edge of this corner here. To fit under there, and it just goes in. And then you just need it to kind of grab a few seconds. And wipe away any excess glue. I didn't think I stuck very much on that. Okay, we need to do the next one. I've honestly never heard of it. I feel so bad. I'm usually pretty up with it unless we just don't do it in here in Tasmania, which wouldn't surprise me. It's a dinosaur ages here. Well, it's in all the when I was Googling on the weekend just to check the dates, there's not enough glue on this one. In Victoria it's celebrated for sure, and then I'm in Queensland and we got a thing about it today that the teachers are doing, the school is doing a few things for the teachers, but they're letting the kids celebrate with a crazy hat day. Assuming the hat is still sun safe. All right. So that is held together. Whoops, maybe not. Okay. Just waiting for this glue to take a hold. We didn't do it when my boys were at school. Come on. See, that one's held. These ones are just taking a little bit longer. It's getting bigger here. Wasn't a big thing when my daughter was at school. It's an International Recognition Day. Yeah, except when the rest of the world does it, Australia is in school holidays, which is why we have our own separate day. I'm just gonna wait. I don't know why that one's taking so long to stick. Okay, that is done. Put the lid on that because wet glue and I are not friends. Okay, so there are our 2 boxes. Now, we need to put them to the side. We are going to do a little balloon, I think, for the time being, anyway. And we're going to cut it out. Oh, I could probably use my little one, my mini one. I get to use this one very often, but for a little balloon, it only needs a little bit. Okay. What are the things for this? I think it's on a insert embossing folder. I think it's just these. It's so long since I've used it. I can't remember the sandwich. We're just going to cut out 2 balloons for the time being. There's 1 balloon. And there's a 2nd balloon. Let's not lose that die. All those bits. Can pop that over there because it's so tiny. Now, let's just make sure our acetate, I only use, well, the last couple of times, that needs to go in there a bit. I have been using stuff too big to go through the tiny one. So on the edge here, we need some Seal Plus here, and stick the balloon this way on there, and then we just fold it over there and then fold it back. So that now, I probably should have done it a different colour. We've got a pull tab to pull them out. That's cute, isn't it? So, Seal Plus. Fold that over. Fold that back. Okay, that's done. Now we need those other 2 pieces that we scored at 3 inches. So these were 3 3/4 and 3 inches. So what's going to happen here, I know, Megan, it is fancy, isn't it? Is that this, if your box is square, which mine is not quite, because that bit keeps coming out. This should fit and be an exact fit, because this box is 3 3/4 wide. Okay, so we need to use double-sided tape or wet glue or tearing tape. It's going to be a bit hard to use Seal or Seal Plus because you can't put too much pressure on here because the box will collapse. So you butt this up against this score line and line it up. If you use wet glue, you will obviously have some wiggle room. If you use double-sided tape like me, you won't have any. Okay, and then we get our bone folder and make sure that is really stuck down. And then just with your bone folder at the top, why does that piece keep coming out? Just going to hold that there so it really sticks this time. That is driving me insane. So you just want to get your bone folder and just kind of score along the top of that just so that the cardstock will fold nicely and give it a nice finish there. Okay, now other side. We need to stick these 3-inch pieces together. So these are going to form the base. It's getting serious now. The green glue came in. Yes, well, it does have to work sometimes. I think it's too big a spot for a glue dot. You want to line this up exact. So, it's not friends with me, Kayla. Every time I get that glue out, I seem to get it everywhere. So wet glue and I are not friends. I do try and avoid using it. All right. So make sure none of these overlap. See, this one held together good. Now line that up with this score line as well. Let's just fold that, make sure that score line works there. Right, and then get your bone folder and make sure that that's really stuck down, and then score that there as well. And da-da! How cool is that? Right. We have a little bit more to do. We then need to get this piece at 1.5 inches. And score. And do the same with this side. Because this box is 1.5 inches deep. Okay. So then that will go there like that. And we're going to stick these on the top. Yeah, lots of people like Tombow. I am just not a fan. I use it in very extreme circumstances. All right. Then this piece goes on. Oh, that piece has still come out there. It just does not want to stay. I don't even think a glue dot is going to stay because there's so much glue there now. It's ridiculous. Pop this down. Glue dots fix everything. All right, make sure they're stuck down on the roof there. Right. Ta-da! I am really happy with that. Right, so now we need, I like wet glue, just not Tombow. That will be 3.5 by 5.25. And we need 2 pieces for the outside. I'm going to do this stars. So we're going to do 5.25 by 3.5. That looks really tiny. Okay. 5.25 by 3.5. So then let's get seal. And then do this side. Okay, then we need What is this? So that's 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And we need 5 of those pieces. So 5 1/4. Oh, we need 4 of those pieces. 1 1/4. 1. 2. 3. 4. Okay, so let's get adhesive on these. Okay. Right, then we need 2 bits for the top here, which that would be 1 1/4 by 3 1/2. Probably this bit, although that's going to end up with different. By 3 1/2. And then 1 1/4. So that we still get some blue on those, because otherwise it was going to be all red. Or the berry burst. So bring that back in. That could probably be even a bit smaller. Did I do 1 1/2 or 1 1/4? I did 1 1/2. That's why. I'm like, that's really wide. It shouldn't be that wide. 1 1/4. Do that as 1 1/4. I'll love to see you make this with the Merida mold. The 3 types of adhesive with no clear blocks. Not yet. We haven't done any stamping yet. I do plan on doing some stamping, I think. Make it with the Merriam Bold. That'd be nice. All right, that's better. All right, that's the top. And then how wide is this piece left here? That is a bit over 1 1/2. So if we do a bit under 1.5, because I have done it, like I readjusted her measurements to do use a piece of A4. So we need 3.5, and we need a piece that is, I'm going to do 1 3/8. 1, 2, probably should have measured the first one before cutting all 4, 3, 4. Before we stick adhesive on this one, how about we measure? That looks pretty good. Now, I'm going to get my trio punch, which I think I've got over here. Because I'm really liking the way this trio punch is working. And just to give that a bit more of a nicer finish. Come on, be straight. In there. Do it on the other side. I bought the trio. I'm glad I sold it to you, Julie. It's my aim in life. To sell things. Right. Do we have a right way and a wrong way with these? Probably not. I do like how effective it is. Thanks to you and Patty. How effective it is as a border punch. Like, it looked really good on those scrapbook pages that I did the other week. I really enjoyed that. But my stomach muscles were quite sore the next day after punching out all that cardstock with that punch. So just saying. So if you missed the scrapbook pages that I did just transfer them over to YouTube on the weekend. So you can check them out there. My YouTube is Vickie Kello. And if you go to YouTube, I would really appreciate a comment or a like on my video, because I'm getting quite a few views but not a lot of comments or likes. So that would just let me know that you're there watching. Every punch. Yeah, my friend Chrissy gets pretty much every punch. All right. So we just need to now decorate this piece in here, which let's just measure because I've stuffed up every other measurement. 3 inches by 3 3/4. So that is 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. And I think I'm just going to use the green looks well. 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. Does that fit in there nicely? Did I do that right? Yes. Now, I bought the hexagon punch thanks to Vickie. I'm good at it. I'm so good at it. Oh, this is a brand new stamp set. And because I only got it in the mail today from Shauna as my birthday present, I've not had a chance to air this out. Does anyone else find these really smell like, to me, they smell like ants? So I usually let my photopolymer stamps air out outside for a day or so because, oh, they're wafty. I do not enjoy that smell. Oh, my friend Elizabeth loves the smell too. Me, not a fan. Not a fan. Same as when I get my brand new catalogue. I sit that outside for a day or two too because that printing smell, whew, don't like it. Okay, that goes like that. And I think you would open it like that. So we're going to stamp like this. I think we're going to stamp in a berry burst. Oh, this is juicy. I love the smell of this stamping up catalogues. No, thank you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. It's your birthday. Let's get the cleaner out. I've christened this stamp one of a kind. Was it interesting to see how the rubber stamps were made? Yes, Julie, it was interesting. And I got to cut one out. Oh, not the rubber ones. The photopolymer ones we didn't get to cut out, but the rubber ones we got to cut out. So I got to cut out a set of rubber ones and put them in the stamp case. So I said to them, once I cut that out, I said, now make sure my name goes on that. And when I can order from this catalogue in 2024 or 5, I can't remember what catalogue they were working on, that's the stamp set that's coming to me because I cut it. But in reality, that's obviously not going to happen because there was 10,000 of them. But I'd like to think when I order that stamp set, it's the one that I cut. So much fun. But you know what surprised me? I was surprised at how much of it is manual. In this, that's crooked. In this day and age, with so many machines and stuff, so much of this process is still handmade or hand cut. So I really liked that. All right, now you can't stick too much on there because otherwise your boxes won't close. But I do want to decorate some stuff. We need to get my crocodile so we can hole punch this. Now, when Sam did this, she used magnets. I am not using magnets. I am hole punching and using ribbon. I think I want to line them up. All right, now let's line these up. Now I've got this. I wanted this pretty ribbon. Let's put the acetate in first. So obviously you put something in these boxes and that helps bring it up. This one here, it just does not want to stay in there at all. Just keeps moving. Even that glue dot is not holding it. I think because the cardstock underneath is so saturated from the amount of glue that I had to stick there, it is just not doing it. I don't have a crocodile punch. It's called a crop, C-R-O-P, crocodile. They're called from We Are Memory Makers. And you can get them from Spotlight or Craft Online. And they also have corner chompers, which chomp off the corners too, which I quite like. These could have been a tad bit longer. What did I do? I did 4.5, so I did 6.5. I reckon it could have just been a tad bit longer. There's just a little bit of too much of a gap there for my liking. Oh, this whole thing's come out. Really? That's why there's too much of a gap there for that one. Okay, whatever glue you use, you need to make sure that it sticks. Yeah, I don't know whether this is, no, this is We Are Memory Keepers. I don't think this is my a Stampin' Up one, but it's pink. The corner chomper is green. I don't have a corner chomper. It's on my list. Okay, so that is there, at least that's, it still keeps coming out. So you can fit chocolates in here, anything. I'm gonna use this other glue because this is really annoying me. And it's a while since I've used this glue. Yes, that's what I thought, Megan. Now I can't get this glue out. You know what, now I've got, see, this is why wet glue and I are not friends. You're going to give this one a go to. If you ladies give it a go, I'd like to see you share it on my page. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully you don't have as much issue with glue as I have. That's all right, Chrissy. So we are just going to stick glue in under there and hold that. And glue in under here. and hold that. And then we're going to fix that up and get the glue off that before it dries. Right, that I think has got it now. Right, so it only just seemed to be that one side of the box that didn't grab. Okay, no. We're going to wait till that fully dries before that acetate goes in there. Okay, so then we're going to stick the ribbon in. What's the time, ladies? My watch went flat. So we're going to poke this through. And poke it back through this way. 9:20, holy dooly. Sorry ladies, I usually try and keep this to under an hour. Okay. Cut that bit off. And then oh, sorry, Julie. We tie the ribbon, and if we tie it upside down, the bow usually sits a bit nicer. So that sits on there. I'm not going to cut those off because I haven't got my chocolates in there yet, or this on there. And then we are going to there was a tag in here. Whoops. That's good. So tag in here, I'm going to cut probably the smaller star out as well. And where is this? I've got some pink bubble bath. Does my tag fit on there? Just. I've got a berry burst star and okay, and we're just gonna pop this through the die cutter. And oops, that's really stuck on there. Oh. Okay. That can go over there. Don't lose that. Let's pop this one out. Can get all those out later. And then I think there's a little to you. What's this say on here? Yeah, you did it. I think it's time for celebration. I wonder if that will fit on there. Well, that will fit sideways on there. All right, get our pierce mat. And I think this time we might stamp in Azure. Azure Afternoon. Because it's a brand new stamp, I'm just holding it in the ink to let it absorb in there. A bit more. It's time for a celebration. Clean that off. And then this little bit that I threw out before could probably go back in here. I think they can just, it's a tight enough hole to, I might just get a glue dot to hold that together rather than trying to tie that around anything. There. Stick that on here with some dimensionals. That, and then I'm going to stick that on there with a dimensional off the tag, so it's going to sit there. And some blingy bling bling. What colours are these? I don't know, but this pink looks good. Okay, so that is then finished with that. So this is using the new, well, new to me, balloon, beautiful balloon suite. And let's see if we can, we don't have to untie all those ribbons. Stick that in there. All right, So the acetate is in there. So you can stick chockies in there. You could stick whatever will fit in there, and then tie it up with ribbon and give this. So it's a little present and card in one. So I need to get some chocolates and fill this up. And then do a better bow than that. But that is my project. So I did get the original design from Sam Calcott, who is Mixed Up Craft, but I did butcher the measurements and everything to fit A4 cardstock, not 12 by 12. So thank you ladies for watching, and I'm sorry it went over the hour that I usually try and stick to, but it was a nice little project, and I hope to see you next week. Oh, so just before we go next, there is still these anniversaries for my 10-year Stampin' Up anniversary, or Stampin' Anniversary. So anyone who places an order with me in October will get one of these sent out to them in November. If you place 2 orders, you get 2 tickets or 2 scratches, right? I don't know what's on here, but things are free postage, a free pack of gems with your next order, $5 off your next order, or something like that. So there's lots of different things in there. And then anyone in my team who places an order is eligible for a free kit of that I have. So that is that. And there's still the joining special as well for Stampin' Up. So for their 35-year anniversary, they do, so it's either 35% off the kit, or you get 35% more in the kit. I've already had 2 lovely ladies join my team in October, but if there is anyone else interested in joining, you can contact me and I can go through the details with you. So thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.